Hi, it's Monday Morning with Cheryl. I'm still struggling with something that happened last week, but I thought it was an interesting topic for my weekly video. So I was given a task, an event to plan for the school, and it's not something that I haven't really done before. It wasn't like intellectually some content that I wasn't familiar with. It wasn't like they asked me to do chemistry or something. But for some reason, I was given this earlier in the year, and I don't know. I just was really having a hard time wrapping my head around it, and I wound up having to navigate it in a different way. So part of this is, what do you do when something's challenging and you just kind of feel like you can't do it? And or the feelings that go along with that when you feel like you failed or let other people down. So it's been a little rough for me. It's just so interesting as I'm trying to sort this out. So what I thought I'd share is just maybe some of the things that I'm thinking about as I'm learning from this experience. So one is, like with my girlfriend, she needed to get a task done and she just couldn't get it done. And so I just went with her, literally stood there with her while she did this. She was cleaning out a storage unit. She'd been needing to do it for months. So I just literally went. I didn't do much help. I did a little bit. But then for me in this situation, I got some help. But even further than that. But I just thought, I said to this woman, I just can't wrap my head around this. I think it's the system that's in place just doesn't work with how I think. And I just couldn't get it done. And it's kind of a big deal. And so originally I thought that she would help me and that we would wind up doing it together. I would just get her support. So that is something you can do. Find a workaround. How else can you get this task done? Is it getting a partner, somebody else to help you? And or three, I actually just wound up giving it to her. It wasn't intentional, but I wound up just giving it to her. She took it, I let go of it, and she got it all done in a very short amount of time. So I have realized that what I would have needed to be able to do this thing, I just needed a different system. And yes, I probably could have done this had I devoted a day to it of sitting at home in quiet, which I didn't have. But, these feelings of, oh my gosh, I wasn't successful. I didn't complete this task. You let people down. And the school was absolutely great about it. So it has nothing to do with that piece because they were nothing but supportive. But for myself, I don't think I've ever had this happen before where I just felt like I couldn't complete a task. So and, when I'm thinking about kids and what I experienced in thinking about kids, how can we help them realize there are different ways of accomplishing something that needs to get done, whether getting help, getting a partner, having somebody just be there, or sometimes maybe at some point we just need to acknowledge that we just need to let it go and that we can't get it done. And how do we talk with them about being okay with that, where it's appropriate, and not feeling that sense of failure or disappointment in oneself or the feelings that you let others down. So I think it's a really interesting topic. I wonder if any of you have ever experienced that. This was kind of new for me in a work environment. And again, everybody was so supportive, but I am working through my own feelings of, wow, what was that about? And I just really need to let it go. And again, I have thanked my colleague and now friend repeatedly for her help and having taken that over. It was really such a sense of relief. So again, let's think about how we can support our kids when there's a task involved that maybe needs to get done, or maybe it's not so important, but how we can help support them navigate difficult tasks, responsibilities, and also help them be okay with it. So if you've got that figured out, let me know, because I'm still working on it, not quite there yet. But I'd love to hear times maybe when you had to let something go because you just couldn't get it done, and or how you've supported your child through something like that. So we don't want them to feel like failures when they've really given it a good go. So again, love to hear from you. Take care.